So Catoosa County is far northwest Georgia. Ringgold is the county seat. And, that is where Jeff Mullis used to be the senator for Senate District 53. He was a chairman of the Senate Rules Committee. And so I think a lot of the people on this call have dealt with him and his shall we say, aggressive approach to limiting participation from people who are not on the approved list of power brokers. I always
Yep.
like to note that his day job was the executive director of a development authority. So he represents kind of a very problematic type of politician in Georgia. Their political jobs and they get to hand out favors to their friends, make land deals, uh, that sort of thing. So, really, it's a lot of opportunity for financially benefiting one's, I'll use the word cronies. So, Jeff Mullis did defeat Colton Moore for Senate back in 2020, but he did not run again in 2022. He put his hand-picked successor, Steve Henry, up, and he was a former chair of the Catoosa County Commission. And Colton Moore beat Steve Henry in 2022 to become a Georgia state senator for District 53, which is great. And in the meantime, a lot of wonderful citizen activists in the Catoosa County Republican Party and outside of it had really been working on accountability for the county commission. Because, Steve Henry, he's a guy who comes out and says vaccines are the key to getting your freedom back. I must have missed that part of the Constitution. Taking away backyard chickens in rural communities, making ordinances that actually would make it illegal for all animals to be kept within city limits. So raising property taxes over and over, engaging in some very shady land deals for development in the area. So a lot of, property tax issues, a lot of very nuts and bolt issues where the good people of the Catoosa County GOP tried very hard to reach out to go to speak at meetings. And they threw out a citizen for trying to speak at a meeting. Kyron George Battersby, and he's actually got a civil lawsuit going against Steve Henry and the commission for being thrown out over a freedom of speech issue. So basically, the county commission in Catoosa has been a problem for a while. And so this year, the county Republican Party, passed a new rule that that said that individuals needed to receive a qualifying affidavit in order to qualify as a Republican. And the qualifying affidavit is issued by the county committee of the Catoosa County GOP. So everyone who wants to qualify is invited to come in and interview with the county committee, and then the county committee takes a vote on whether to give them a qualifying affidavit. And so this year, that process denied qualifying affidavit to four individuals, three current commissioners, and then Stephen Henry, the former commissioner. And so it wasn't just, oh, we don't like these people, so we don't want to let them run as Republicans. These are people with established voting records that are contrary to the principles of the Republican Party as reflected by the people of the Catoosa County GOP. So very and three of these people are incumbents, so they have automatic ballot access. Stephen Henry could easily run as an independent. All he'd have to do is get about 1,000 signatures. But these people wanted to run as Republicans. So when they were denied that based on the rules of the county party, the procedural rules, they immediately filed a lawsuit. They hired Brian Tyson from Atlanta, as well as several local lawyers, to file a lawsuit against the Catoosa County GOP. And so on Tuesday, March 5th, they were able to get an ex parte order ordering that they be allowed to qualify. They continued to stick with their party rules and their principles and declined to do so. I came in on the case, as did Alex Johnson and David Oles. So we are all pro bono representing the Catoosa County GOP. And so we came in for a hearing on Thursday that, I was expecting the hearing to be unfair. Judges, it's a local thing. Nobody wants attorneys from out of town coming in. But I will tell you, Judge Don Thompson exceeded my expectations on Thursday because he actually, in addition to just making it clear how how little respect he had for the Catoosa County Republican Party's role at all. Um, the other side called Joanna Hildreth, the chairman, as their witness, and proceeded to bully and intimidate her on the stand, asking her a number of disrespectful questions. Which, hey, you can ask disrespectful questions in court. That can be an engine of truth. But what was real frustrating is then when I got up to ask her some questions to try to, flesh it out and get more information, basically every objection was sustained. And I was not even allowed to ask Joanna about the county party's decision making process. Literally, the subject of the controversy itself was forbidden for one side to ask about. And so then they didn't let us do oral argument either. And this was after, because we had filed a motion to dismiss on Wednesday the 6th, and we had received a response to that at about 10:30 in the morning on Thursday. The hearing was set for 1 o'clock. So that was literally as we were getting in the car to drive up to Catoosa County. And so we never had the opportunity to respond to that because the judge simply did not allow argument. He just issued an order that was written by the other side. We watched them write it. The judge was not the one writing it, ordering that the Catoosa County GOP qualify these individuals as Republicans and ordering that deputies escort the candidates over to the qualifying location and run their body cams to see the proceeding that went forward. So I got to say, the Catoosa County GOP stood strong on their principles and their procedural party rules and did not allow themselves to be bullied by the judge or the lawyers. And I will say the deputies did not engage in any bullying. They did not look like they wanted to be there at all. But the judge was threatening incarceration. He was ordering thousands of dollars in fines. But these folks, they made a principled decision based on their party rules and they stuck with it. So the judge had ordered a compliance hearing. What a name, right? For 8:30 on Friday morning. And so we had these wonderful, mostly ladies actually of the Catoosa County GOP. They were thinking they were possibly going to have to go to jail on Friday based on the way that the court was talking. So bless their hearts, they showed up in full Trump gear on Friday morning at the courthouse. And I think it would have been some pretty bad optics for the judge to order some of these, respected citizens of Catoosa County, mothers and grandmothers, people whose families have been there for forever and who have a wonderful reputation in the community. I'll tell you, the judge backed right off of that incarceration threat. He claimed that it was because, oh, I'm not going to incarcerate you because I know you were just following the bad advice of your lawyers, and you should probably get some new lawyers. Which, hey, I'm used to that. Whenever you're doing a good job representing clients, the judges and the prosecutors love to try to tell the clients, oh, you don't need this lawyer. You need a different lawyer. You got to get this lawyer off the case. So the judge backed off the incarceration order and issued another order that I like to call imaginary world. So it said that because the Catoosa County Republican Party was declining to qualify, that the Board of Elections would be allowed to qualify these individuals as Republicans. So the order, which is about 8 pages long, it says, so the court is ordering that it is as if the county party had never provided legal notice that they were going to conduct qualifying, and it is as if the Board of Elections had provided the 3 days notice required in the statute. So we're going to pretend that's how it was, and these four individuals can go qualify as Republicans at the Board of Elections. So we have appealed this order. We're currently a little bit of a dispute over whether or not it's already in the jurisdiction of the Court of Appeals versus a further hearing before Judge Thompson. And so that's the posture that we're in right now. But we, would love to get the support of anybody who cares about government accountability, because what this comes down to is what's the point of a political party? Is a political party something that
Bingo.
has any power of free? And I know, Ricardo, we've talked about this before.
Yes, we have.
Parties certainly can become oppressive, but what I love about the way the Catoosa GOP went about this is it's procedural, it's rules based, it's thoughtfully considered, it's accountable to a process that's open to every elector. of Catoosa County. They can come and participate. They can elect new leadership. If they don't like Joanna Hildreth's decisions in the county committee, they can throw them all out and elect somebody new. But they tried to do that in 2023 and 2021 and gave up because Joanna Hildreth and her crew are great people working hard for our republic. And people see that when they come into the party and they come into the process. And they don't want to be on the side of the guy saying you need the vaccine to get your freedom back. So that's where we're at is the commissioners are trying very hard to just smear the Catoosa GOP and suggest, oh, these are smoke-filled back rooms trying to, exclude people from the process. And it's like, I think you're looking in a mirror when you say that. You're
Well,
projecting
yes.
your own approach. So I know I'm probably running a little short on time here, but that's the Catoosa GOP situation in a nutshell. I'm proud to be representing these folks. We'd love to have the help and support of anybody who wants to help participate, and happy to answer any questions about the Trump case or this. Oh, and if I could bring up one other kind of a county commissioners gone wild theme today, I want to draw
Okay.
people's attention to Bullock County, where Lawton Sack, who is himself a little bit of an establishment guy, but he has started the Bullock Action Coalition to oppose tax increases and the land grabs that development is doing in Bullock County. He was served with a warrant at his home at 10 o'clock p.m. last week with a warrant for a hearing on an arrest warrant because he talked to a commissioner at a commission meeting. And the commissioner threatened him, and Lawton didn't back down. And so now he is being threatened with arrest just for his participation in a commission meeting. And they've got these ropes up in Bullock County saying only commissioners and staff beyond this point. So I just wanted to bring that to folks' attention as another example of local politicians doing everything they can, including trying to bring fines, incarceration, to shut down participation of legitimate citizens who have devoted their time to saving our republic.
Well,